Hello, hello, hello. It's Stephanie here. And I always love when we have Rent to Rent success story. And today we've got Joseph Daniels with us. Joseph is married, he's got a young baby, and he still made this work right through the middle of lockdown. His story is epic because at the beginning of lockdown, he lost his job. And now he's got 4 rent to rent properties. So I can't wait to bring this to you. Joseph is managing director of Peniel Homes. He's a rent-to-rent business owner, entrepreneur, and welcome to the show, Joseph Daniels.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. I appreciate that introduction as well. Thank you very much. I'm happy
I'm
to be
really,
here.
yeah, I'm really excited to have you on. Tell us a bit about you.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, obviously, as Stephanie mentioned, I'm a father. I'm a husband to a beautiful wife, very supportive wife, and uh, my background is in HR, human resource management. I got a degree in that, and then I started doing different jobs, part-time, full-time jobs, and then I've always wanted to get into property, so I've been doing like different businesses, like for example network marketing. I've been doing a bit of trading, different type of businesses, and I just decided that what, like I'll just get involved, into something that I really want to do, and something that's really like my passion, which is property. So, I found rent to rent, and the rest is history. But I'm sure we're gonna, delve into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I was just saying that I went on your Facebook and you've got this amazing banner at the top, which is you've definitely got an eye where the branding is concerned, and I'm sure that's
Thank
really
you.
helped you. But did you have some fears about getting started in rent to rent? A lot of the time, people are a bit nervous to get into it. Did you have that? What were your thoughts before you got started?
Yeah, I had a lot of fears actually. I don't come across well. I would say that I'm not really an extrovert person. So yeah, I'm kind of reserved. I like to observe things. So yeah, I had a lot of fears. The first fear was how am I actually gonna get started? You know, I don't know anyone. I don't have any contacts. I don't even have the money to even get started. I wasn't raised in a rich family. I was raised in a humble family, very great family, and yeah, I just had fears in terms of, meeting new people, negotiating, things like this, which were a barrier to me getting started, really. Yeah, so a lot of fears there.
How did you get over all that? Because a lot of people might be listening and thinking, yeah, I don't think I'm very good with people,
Mm,
or I don't just want to put myself in front of new people. It's not so much you're not good with people, it's just that you don't, it's just not something you want to do or feel comfortable doing. So
yeah.
how did you get over it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge barrier to come to cross. But yeah, I just told myself, you know what, because actually I am a believer. I'm a person who believes in God, and I decided that what, I'm gonna really like have faith here, and just take that bold step. I would say maybe taking a risk actually. Just like just taking that risk, and overcoming my fears, overcoming fears of failure, and just deciding, what, I've only got one life to live, and I'm going to live it to my best, take my destiny into my own hands, and become a success in property, become a success as a professional. And yeah, I just had positive thoughts, just telling myself, what, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, telling myself, daily proclamations, declarations, should I say, and yeah, the rest is history, really.
Wow,
So,
I love that because the mindset is so important, and you just exemplifying it the way you're
mm,
talking. So now you sort of made yourself move forward through those worries that you maybe had.
yeah.
Um, how did you get your first deal? I love to ask people this question.
Yeah, and I love to answer it as well. Yeah, so how I got my first deal was, in fact, I was actually, looking, in different places, looking, on Rightmove. I was looking on Zoopla. I was just going crazy, to be honest with you, because I really wanted to get my first deal. I was calling agents, I was speaking to friends, who who had properties. I was speaking to family members, just messaging people on Facebook, that organic way, really, and I found that it was quite time consuming, you see, and yeah, fast track to getting my first deal. I went on to Gumtree, although I was doing that a lot before, but then I think I struck, a I came across an advert, on Gumtree, which, the landlord was, advertising his 6-bedroom house. And, he said, yeah, in the description space, he said that, he's looking to rent it out to social housing, or rent it out on a long-term basis. So I thought, yep, this is my ticket here, to get in my first deal. So, I just messaged him, and then we just started talking. So it was on Gumtree. Direct to
Wow.
direct to landlord. Yeah.
I love that, because there's all the different ways that people come in with. And it was great that he said in the message he wants to rent it out as one on a long-term social housing or whatever. And can you even remember, Joseph? But people always want to know then, what did you write in the message? So can you remember what you wrote in the message?
Do you know what? I don't actually remember, No, I think I just said something, if I can remember off the top of my head. I think it was just introducing myself first of all, not just going straight into it and saying, yeah, I want to do this with your property. I've seen your advert, blah 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 blah. It's all about introducing yourself. So I just said, hey, I'm Joseph Daniels. I've seen your advert on, Gumtree, and I think that this would work for me. I think that this would work for my company. And my company is this, Pennell Homes Limited, and we're looking to do this with your property. We're looking to, rent your property on a long term basis, and yeah, that that's it.
And then presumably you arrange the viewing. So I'd love to know how you approach the viewing, because this is a bit that people really freak out about, because then it's your first time, so you
Yeah.
haven't, or had you managed the property before?
No, never. So
So
I was just, this is a new thing for me. So just stepping out, doing a new thing, having a new experience. So I've never managed a property before. Yeah.
yeah, and I know as part of you on the Kickstarter program, and so you would have gone through all the bits about what to say on the viewing.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
went there, and how did it go? Tell us how it went down when you went to the viewing.
Yes. So, obviously I went there. It took me about an hour to get there. And well, I met the owner, and then, we exchanged pleasantries and everything. I think the owner was very comfortable. He was approachable, you see, and that kind of helped me, to keep, just be ease, and just be at ease, should I say, because I was a bit nervous. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know what to say. Actually, I had a few things of what I wanted to say, but they
Mhm.
just they just went out of my head, and I just forgot everything. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna be myself, and it's not gonna get better than that. So I just left off from where, we spoke on the, because we had been messaging each other via text. And I think I just decided that, okay, I'll just, start off from where we left off, really. So I just started off by just saying, yeah, like, your property is really nice, and I've seen the pictures, and yeah, I'm looking excited to, come in and, see how it looks. Yeah, so I think that was it, really. And then obviously we got into, different questions, and yeah, I think that was it, really, just answering them, really. So, but yeah, the main thing was just me being myself, to be honest.
And were there any tricky questions? Because this is what people worry, that, oh my gosh, I'll be asked these tricky questions. I won't know what to say.
Mm.
Did that happen in your?
No, I wouldn't say I had any tricky questions, because the landlord wasn't there to, like, catch me out or anything like that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he did say that, oh, your company hasn't been running for 3 years, and I was like, oh wow, he's actually he's gone in here. This is the question that I didn't want him to answer. I mean, I didn't want him to ask, but he asked it. But I thought, okay. I mean, you've always said to us that, on the Kickstarter program, not to be scared, or resent that question. Just go in there with boldness and confidence, and just say that, yeah, we are a young business, but we're committed to doing what we say we're going to do, and which is to look after your property and take it on as it's our own. So that's what I said to him, and yeah, he was really happy about that, because the last company that he had in the property, that, well, should I say, rented a property, didn't look after it properly at all. So yeah, I just told him that we are different, and we're gonna definitely treat your property as it's our own, and you're gonna love us. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because I think people don't really believe it when I say this, but that landlord would have wanted you above and beyond this other companies who've done it before or been going for 3 years, but
Mm,
didn't have that commitment. And this is the other thing I say to people as well, that your energy really comes off. As somebody true and trustworthy, and you're a young guy with a young family, and a
yeah.
loving heart. I think all of that really comes across just with
Yeah.
you just talking to the landlord. They can see all that as well. As humans, we can all see beyond, what the words that somebody's telling us.
Yeah.
And so I'm so delighted for you. And
Thank you.
then we come on to the next stumbling block, because there's always the next thing, isn't there? So you've
Yeah.
gone past and you've agreed the deal with the landlord, and you had all the contracts and everything. But tell us, just let's talk about that for a moment. So obviously within the program, you had the contracts and you sent them across to the landlord, did you?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I sent him across to the landlord, and obviously he had a few things that he wanted to adjust, and a few clauses that he wanted to insert within the contract. And yeah, there weren't major things. It was just, for example, making sure that you have a cleaner that comes in,
Mhm.
on a weekly basis or fortnightly basis, and making sure that the bins are not over flooding outside and things like that. Just keeping the communal areas clean, the windows, and just more of cleanliness, really. Yeah.
Great. No, that all sounds brilliant, because that's another bit that people really worry about.
Mm,
And usually what our experience has been is you send the contract to the landlord, or in some cases the agent, and then they read it, and as you said, they may want a few tweaks. Sometimes they're happy without any tweaks at all. So that's brilliant. So let's talk about the next something. So you've got the contract signed now. What is the cash flow on that first one?
yep. So the first one is producing £1,000 profit every month.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah.
I just think it's phenomenal to start.
So yeah, I think we did deliver on that, and we have a good relationship. We have a good relationship with the landlord. Yeah, like we talk practically every month. So I mean, I give them updates. They've even said, like, we can, after the lockdown, we can go out for a drink. I mean, I don't drink, but yeah, maybe a meal or something we could arrange. I mean, that just goes to show that the relationship is key here. In this business, it's a people business, isn't it? So property is not just about the money; it's about the people that you're getting involved with. So yeah, I think the relationship. Once the relationship is there, success follows afterwards.
Yeah, and you know what? Last week I had on the show Dan Anson Hart, and he was saying that all of his properties are through referral. So the
Mm,
first two he got through landlord letters, and then all of the ones after that are through
mm,
referrals that he's had
mm,
through either friends or existing landlords or people he's met at events.
yeah,
So you might find the same thing yourself.
yeah,
And let's move on a little bit, because actually you've since got more properties. So
I have.
uh, talk to us about your other properties as well.
Yeah, so like what you just said there as well, in terms of referrals, mine's been a bit different. I've gone on to get three more deals. So all of my deals have been direct to vendor, direct to landlord, and
Hmm.
that's something that you taught us. Going through direct to landlord, and I found that Gumtree has really been my success point. Should I say, and or should I say, reference. And yeah, I found my second deal on Gumtree. and my third deal obviously on Gumtree, and then the fourth one as well. So yeah, they've all been by different landlords, so yeah, dealing with 4 different landlords. I mean, it's good because then you have that relationship with 4 different people, you know. There it goes again, just having that relationship, so yeah.
Yeah, and some of them might know other people as well, and they
Yeah.
might be able to refer you on. So you, Joseph, have got the magic on Gumtree. Uh,
Yeah,
whatever you're.
everyone's going to be trying it now after I've said that now.
Well, I think people
So,
do try it, but obviously it doesn't work if you
mm,
don't get it right with what you're saying and the messaging. But well done, a huge
thank you.
kudos. The other thing I wanted to point out, I just had a note of it here, is that you got all of these properties in the coronavirus lockdown.
Yeah.
Uh, June 2020, July
Mhm.
2020, November 2020, and December 2020 is when
Yeah.
you got the 4 of the properties. And so we're now sitting here, early 2021. So tell us what it's been like, taking on these properties and managing these properties with coronavirus going on.
Yeah, it's been a journey, so far. I mean, it's been good. There's been ups, there's been downs. Yeah, there's been slow periods, there's been really fast periods. But I mean, all in all, it's been really good. Should I say as well? I've increased my capacity as well because I've now become more of a confident person. I've now become more knowledgeable as well in the business. And like for example, Article 4. I know what Article 4 is. Yeah, I know what license is, and how to make sure that the HMO property is up to standard. So in terms of the regulations, the rules and regulations around HMO, I know that. Yes, I don't claim to know everything, but I'm still learning. But yeah, I know a good amount so far.
Yeah, no, it absolutely comes across just from talking to you. What area are you based, Joseph?
So I'm based in the West Midlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it does. It's an area that works really well as well. We already said you already told me that your first property cash flow is over £1,000 a month, and in total, with your 4 properties that you've got
Mm.
so far, what's your cash flow after all of the costs?
So after all the costs, roughly about just over £2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's fantastic, because the other thing that happened is you were working full time and you've got a young
Hmm.
family, you said
Yeah.
earlier. But then in the beginning of lockdown in March,
Yeah.
um, tell us what happened there.
Yeah, I unfortunately, lost my job in that, just beginning of the lockdown. Yeah, so I was made redundant, and I was thinking, oh wow, like this is a huge shock to me. How am I going to support my family, my wife, my young baby? And I was actually nervous. I was very scared. Yeah, it was something that was unexpected. Yeah, but now, I mean, thank God that I'm not in that position anymore. I'm in a position where my rent to rent business is giving me healthy profit, and is giving me more than what I was earning before. Yeah, more than what I was earning before, and that's what I wanted actually. That was my goal, so I can comfortably not go back to work again, and decide to really do this full time, which I'm doing right now.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And the great thing is that you're just at the beginning, really. You've
Yeah,
got 4 properties, which is phenomenal, and huge congratulations to you. And you
thanks
can
again.
just grow up from there. And I'm sure that you will do what many other people have done as well, is, as you go on, you've seen it already, your confidence really grows, you start to get to really know property. And I'm sure that you will want to move into also buying the properties, whether on lease options with some of the properties
Of
you already
course.
have, or
Yeah.
whether you're going to be buying other investment properties, in the traditional way.
Of
But
course, you're just speaking my mind.
yes.
Yeah, of course.
So tell us what your plans are for the future, Joseph.
Yeah, so obviously, as you just said there, I'm looking to buy properties, buy refurbished property. Sorry, buy and then refurbish the property, so add value to the property, and then refinance and then hold it. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking to do. And yeah, looking to invest in HMO properties. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking to do.
Brilliant. It's been phenomenal to have you on, Joseph, and hear your story and the way that you everybody approaches things in their own unique way, and that's why I just find it really fascinating having you on. It's been amazing to be, be a small part of your success and to be able to share it with you and have you on the show. I just wondered, as we're closing, is there any final words of inspiration or encouragement that you would say to anybody who's listening or watching and wants to start their own rent to rent business?
Yeah, I would say don't allow anything to stop you. Don't allow your present situation, to stop you. You may be watching, you may be watching me. I'm just a normal guy. I'm just, someone who, like I said before, I'm not I wasn't born in a wealthy family. I didn't have the money to get started. I wasn't, someone who is an extrovert. I wasn't someone who was confident. But this business has made me confident. So I would say just release your fears. Like go above and beyond your fears. Don't allow your fears to stop you. You've only got one life to live. Allow yourself to take your destiny into your own hands, and uh, become become someone who is going to become someone of value. So yeah, that's what I'd like to say to anyone who's watching, who maybe doesn't believe that this business can be for them. you know yeah, I would say just believe in yourself, have that self belief, and network with people that are doing this thing as well. Network with people who are in this business, because they say, and it is really true, that your network is your net worth. Because someone else could inspire you, someone else could give you an idea, and yeah, the rest could be history for you, and you could be making great success. And thank you for having me on, Stephanie. I really do appreciate it. I've always wanted to be on this, since I have been what since I've started watching the Rockstar podcast. I've always wanted to be on this, and yeah, thank you for the privilege for having me on.